Welcome back to Important Library Stuff, a podcast where library staff share the inside scoop on all the stuff that happens at Prince William Public Libraries. And trust us, it's a lot of stuff. I'm your host, Emily Bickers, media specialist from the Office of Communications and Marketing, and I am joined each episode by fellow staff members and special guests to discuss a topic. In this special episode, I'm joined by Jennifer Patterson, who became Prince William Public Library's director in September of last year. We'll be learning more about her and what she envisions for the future of Prince William Public Libraries. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Emily. It's great to be here.
Starting off with the most important question, what are your 3 favorite books?
All right. My 3 favorite books are the Bible. That's the ultimate guide to how I want to live my life and my belief system. Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston, and The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Have you ever read any of them, Emily?
You know, I have not read Their Eyes Were Watching God. I definitely need to. I wanted to briefly cover your bio for our listeners. You most recently served as the Library Services Director for the City of Thousand Oaks in California, and you bring a wealth of experience from previous roles, including Deputy Library Director in Greensboro, North Carolina, as well as Library Director at both Ascension Parish Library in Gonzales, Louisiana, and Albemarle Regional Library in Winton, North Carolina. You hold a Bachelor of Arts degree from Winston-Salem State University, a master's degree in Library and Information Science from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro, and a master's degree in Management Strategy and Leadership from Michigan State University. That is very impressive.
Wow, it sounds like it. There you go. I guess I do all right.
Well, we're very happy to have you here now.
I'm very grateful to be here.
What initially drew you to the Library Director position of Prince William Public Libraries, and what excites you most about leading this department?
Well, what initially drew me to the Library Director position for Prince William Public Libraries is the organization's strong reputation for community engagement, innovative programming, and its commitment to inclusivity and lifelong learning. As a public library professional, I deeply value institutions that serve as cornerstones for education, connection, and opportunity within a community, and Prince William Public Libraries exemplify these qualities. What excites me most about leading this department is the chance to build on its already impressive foundation. So I've walked into a wonderful situation with wonderful dedicated staff, while helping to shape the future of library services in a rapidly evolving world. I am passionate about fostering collaborative relationships with staff, stakeholders, and community members to create responsive and impactful programs that address local needs. Additionally, I'm energized by the opportunity to advocate for the library's role in addressing emerging challenges such as digital equity, workforce development, and social cohesion, ensuring that the library remains an indispensable resource for all. So in short, I love PWPL.
That's excellent. So referencing the title of the podcast, what are 7 habits you picked up throughout your career that contribute to your effectiveness as a leader?
Okay, and to answer this, I really had to think about this question for sure, because I've been in leadership roles, I would say, roughly 25 years. Narrowing that down to 7, I really had to put some thought into it, but I think I captured the ones that I feel really have made a difference in my life in terms of my leadership journey. So the first would be active listening. I've learned the importance of listening to understand rather than listening to respond. Actively engaging with staff, stakeholders, and community members ensures I can make informed decisions and foster trust. Adaptability. The library landscape is constantly changing, from technological advancements to evolving community needs. I've cultivated a habit of staying flexible and open to new approaches to navigate these challenges effectively. Clear communication. Whether setting expectations, sharing a vision, or addressing challenges, I prioritize clear and transparent communication to align my team and build consensus. Continuous learning. I am committed to lifelong learning, both personally and professionally. Staying current with trends in library science, leadership, and community engagement helps me bring fresh ideas to the table. Empowering others. A key habit is identifying strengths in my team and providing opportunities for them to grow. Delegation and mentorship are crucial to cultivating a collaborative and motivated workforce. You have to give people the opportunity to show you what they have. Strategic thinking. I've developed the habit of considering both short-term goals and long-term impacts in decision-making. This ensures the library remains sustainable and relevant in the community. And finally, resilience and positivity. Challenges and setbacks are inevitable, but I make a point to maintain optimism and resilience. This mindset helps me inspire my team and keep us focused on our mission.
Oh yeah, those are definitely great habits we can all learn from. So thank you for sharing some of your wisdom. Really appreciate it. The library's mission is to bring people, information, and ideas together in a welcoming and inclusive environment. How do you see us progressing towards that mission in the next 5 to 10 years?
All right, this was a big one for sure, Emily, that I am certainly happy to answer. My vision over the next 5 to 10 years focuses on strategic growth, community-centered initiatives, and innovation rooted in inclusivity. Deepening community relationships. One of my top priorities is strengthening connections with the community. This means listening to their needs through surveys, focus groups, and ongoing dialogue, ensuring our services and programs remain responsive and relevant. Strengthening partnerships with schools, nonprofits, and local businesses will also create new opportunities for collaboration and resource sharing. And before I dive into the rest, because I have a bit for this question, these are many of the things that we're already doing. We're already meeting our current strategic plan goals. I would encourage the public to check out our website and look at that strategic plan. So much of this that I'm speaking of right now speaks to current strategic plan, but also future vision. The next thing is modernizing spaces and expanding access. Welcoming and inclusive spaces are key to fulfilling our mission. Over the next decade, I envision reimagining library facilities to be more flexible and technology-friendly, while ensuring they remain accessible and inviting for all abilities and demographics. Virtual spaces will also be a focus, with improved digital collections, online programs, and tools that bring library resources into every household. Next, developing inclusive programs and collections. Our programs and collections should reflect the diversity of the communities we serve. This means prioritizing materials in multiple languages, representing a wide range of perspectives, and creating programming that celebrates cultural richness while fostering mutual understanding. Special emphasis will be placed on reaching underserved populations through outreach and targeted services. Supporting lifelong learning and workforce development. Libraries play a vital role in education at all stages of life. In the next 5 to 10 years, we'll focus on enhancing early literacy programs, expanding STREAM programs and initiatives, and providing robust resources for workforce development, including resume workshops, skill-building classes, support for small businesses, and access to career services. Building a resilient and empowered team. A library's success depends on its people. We'll focus on empowering staff through professional development, fostering a culture of collaboration, and ensuring they have the resources and support needed to innovate and thrive. Recognizing staff as ambassadors of the library's mission will be a cornerstone of this effort. Balancing innovation with tradition. While embracing new technologies and trends, I believe in honoring the history and role of libraries as custodians of knowledge and community memory. Initiatives like digitizing local archives, local history, and preserving oral histories will ensure we stay connected to our roots while progressing forward. And finally, prioritizing equity and sustainability. Our mission must also account for future challenges. As director, I plan to champion initiatives to make library services more equitable, such as eliminating barriers to service and expanding outreach. Additionally, adopting sustainable practices in operations and programming would ensure we're contributing positively to the broader community. By focusing on these priorities, we can ensure that the library remains a dynamic, inclusive, and vital resource for the community in the years to come.
That's so exciting. I know. I'm looking forward to the future. So,
and I know that was a long one, Emily. I had to get it all out.
I appreciate your thoroughness. That's incredible. So you mentioned in that a lot about being involved with the community. How do you envision the role of libraries in enhancing the community engagement, particularly in a growing and diverse community like Prince William County?
Our libraries serve as welcoming spaces that reflect the community's diversity and create opportunities for connection, learning, and collaboration. Through culturally inclusive programs, multilingual collections, and events celebrating the community's heritage and diversity, libraries foster understanding and unity. With 12 locations, each library can act as a neighborhood hub, addressing the unique needs of its area, its neighborhood, while contributing to a shared countywide mission. The mobile library expands this reach, bringing resources and programs to underserved areas, ensuring equitable access for all residents. Outreach efforts through the mobile library and virtual platforms help libraries engage with remote or underrepresented communities. Libraries also strengthen community ties by offering workforce development programs, which I mentioned before, digital literacy training, and support for local entrepreneurs. Hosting civic discussions, cultural events, and family-friendly activities ensure that everyone has a chance to connect and participate. So in short, by leveraging our physical and mobile presence, Prince William Public Libraries adapts to the community's growth and diversity by functioning as those dynamic hubs that foster connection, inclusivity, and lifelong engagement with fellow members of your community.
Fantastic. What role do staff play in shaping the overall experience for patrons who visit our libraries?
They are the heart of the library, providing personalized assistance, fostering a welcoming atmosphere, and ensuring that each patron feels valued and supported. Staff members act as guides, helping patrons navigate collections, access digital resources, and participate in programs tailored to their specific needs. Their expertise in connecting people with information, whether it's locating a book, offering technology training, or supporting a job search, creates meaningful and impactful interactions. Beyond their technical skills, library staff cultivate an environment of inclusivity and respect. By greeting patrons warmly, listening to their needs, and reflecting the community's diversity, they ensure that every patron feels at home. In a diverse and growing community like Prince William County, this human connection is vital to making libraries a trusted and welcoming space. The mobile library further extends staff's role by bringing this high level of service to underserved areas, ensuring that everyone has access to library resources and support. Ultimately, library staff transforms visits into experiences that inspire lifelong learning.
I know library staff definitely put their all into every day, so I know they really appreciate you highlighting that. In the short time you've been at Prince William Public Libraries, what about PWPL has stood out to you or has really made an impression on you?
Now that you mentioned staff. So in the short time that I've been at PWPL, and this was also a tough one because there's been a number of things that have really stood out and impressed me. But I would say that I've been truly impressed by the dedication of the staff and their unwavering commitment to delivering high-quality customer experiences in the communities that we serve. It's evident that the staff take pride in making every library location a welcoming, inclusive, and fun environment where patrons feel valued and like they matter. What stands out most, though, is the genuine care and enthusiasm staff bring to their roles, whether assisting a child in finding their first book, guiding someone through digital resources, or delivering programs that reflect the diversity and interest of the community. They consistently go above and beyond to meet patrons' needs. This dedication is not confined to library walls. The outreach efforts and the work of the mobile library and outreach staff highlight a deep commitment to ensuring equitable access to resources and services for all residents, regardless of their location in Prince William County and their circumstances. Prince William Public Libraries staff are the heart of its success, building connections, fostering learning, and creating positive experiences for everyone who walks through our doors. Their passion for serving the community has left a lasting impression and demonstrates the library system's vital role in enhancing lives and strengthening those community connections. So something that staff has heard me say a lot of the time since I've been here is PWPL is a big deal. PWPL's staff is a big deal. We wouldn't be able to do what we do, to touch as many lives as we do, and serve as many people as we do without their dedication and their care and just a high level of service that is unmatched in any that I've seen in my career. And I've been a library director. This is the 4th time, so that says a lot.
Yeah, that does. Thank you so much for sharing everything about what you've learned from your long and amazing career and everything that you see us doing in the future. Really appreciate that. But now we're going to have some more fun questions to learn more about you as a person.
Yay. Those first ones were fun as well. Go PWPL.
Of course. If you could have dinner with any author, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
All right. It would be Zora Neale Hurston. And I've mentioned her earlier with one of my favorite books. As one of the most influential voices of the Harlem Renaissance, her work brilliantly captures the richness of Black culture and the resilience of the human spirit. Her novel, one of my faves, Their Eyes Were Watching God, remains a masterpiece showcasing her ability to weave together themes of love, identity, and self-discovery through lyrical prose and vibrant storytelling. I would be fascinated to hear about her experiences as a folklorist and anthropologist, particularly her travels throughout the American South and the Caribbean to document oral histories and cultural traditions. Her passion for preserving and celebrating Black heritage in its many forms would make for an inspiring conversation. I'd also love to hear her thoughts on navigating the literary world during a time when opportunities for women, particularly Black women, were limited. Her fearless independence and dedication to her craft continue to inspire generations of readers and writers. So sharing a meal with Zora Neale Hurston would be a chance to explore her bold vision, her unapologetic pursuit of truth, and her enduring legacy as a storyteller who celebrated the beauty and complexity of life. And I'll say this too. Last about Zora Neale Hurston. I'm definitely giving you guys the librarian spiel for sure. She recently had a book that was published, and I have not had a chance to read it yet. So apparently it came from some lost notebooks or some lost files that one of her relatives located. So this has been published in the last couple of years. So I can't recommend Zora Neale Hurston enough as one of the most prolific Harlem Renaissance writers.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I'll definitely have to read some of her work. What's the most interesting or unexpected book you've read recently that surprised you?
The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. This book is a psychological thriller that kept me on the edge of my seat. What surprised me most about this book was how quickly it subverted typical domestic thriller tropes and took them in a new, more unpredictable direction. The story revolves around a seemingly perfect marriage that unravels as secrets come to light, but what sets this book apart is the way it explores the complexity of trust, betrayal, and the lengths people go to protect their image and their lives. The shocking plot twist, especially toward the end, completely changed the dynamic of the story and left me questioning the characters' true motives. The pacing kept me engaged, making it difficult to put down. Pretty sure I lost sleep over this book. This book kept me guessing up until the final chapter. Literally, I will say probably the last 2 pages. The ending is satisfying and unsettling at the same time. I am definitely looking forward to the sequel, The Perfect Divorce, which is coming out in April. I have no idea where the author could take this story, but I am super excited to see what happens next. Can't recommend this one enough. If you like a good thriller, the ending is pretty jaw-dropping, actually.
Yeah, that's interesting. You don't see a lot of sequels to thrillers because they normally have such a conclusive ending. So
that's why I was super surprised when I read that there is one, because once you read it, you'll wonder, where do we go from here? I can't wait to find out.
That's awesome. So I know this is going to be hard to imagine, but if you weren't in the library world, what would you be doing for a living?
This one was actually one of the easier ones.
Good.
Because this is something that I've thought about since I was a little kid. And I think had I done better in this subject at school, that I would have done this. If I weren't a librarian, I would be a zoologist. Because I've always been fascinated by animals and the natural world, the opportunity to study animal behavior, conservation, and ecosystems would allow me to connect with wildlife in a meaningful way while contributing to our understanding of biodiversity. Zoology would combine my love for science, although I wasn't very good at it in school, with my desire to make a positive impact on the environment and animal conservation, which I'm really into. Working with animals in their natural habitats or contributing to research that helps protect endangered species would be both fulfilling and rewarding. Yeah, I'd be a zoologist.
Fantastic. Do you have a favorite library memory from when you were a child or a library that had a major impact on you growing up?
So I am originally from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So Forsyth County Public Library, located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, had a major impact on me growing up. I would spend a lot of time at the Central Library that's located in downtown Winston-Salem. And they had a major renovation in 2017 that just really makes it such a beautiful, impactful place in my hometown. So when I was growing up, my family really couldn't afford books. So I was able to check out all of my R.L. Stine books and all of my Christopher Pike books. These were two of the major authors I read when I was a kid from the library. And incidentally, I also applied for my first job at this library as well with the help of a librarian. So go Forsyth County Public Library.
I know they appreciate the shout out. That's awesome.
Shout out hometown.
Yeah. If you could instantly learn one new skill or hobby, what would it be?
Well, this is going to be me revealing a fear as well. Apparently, this is an interesting podcast. I would love to instantly learn how to swim. I almost drowned at summer camp when I was 10. So, deep water has been a fear ever since. I would love to conquer that fear because swimming looks so fun and it's also great exercise. I say every year around this time, actually, because my birthday is in March, so every year I'm like, I won't turn another year older without knowing how to swim. However, I still have not managed to conquer that yet, so if anybody can help a grown adult out here in the world learn how to swim, you know where to find me.
We have to tell Parks and Rec because we have really amazing community centers and pools. Yeah, we have the Chin Park Aquatic Center right next door. So
right, I keep looking at it when I pull in this parking lot every day. I'm like, all right, it's time to conquer that. So we'll see if a middle-aged person can learn how to swim. I think we can, hopefully.
Absolutely, it's never too late.
Yeah.
What's your favorite genre to read when you want to unwind or escape from work?
All right, I read a lot of romance novels. I'm a gal who loves a good happily ever after. So that trope for me covers a lot. I read paranormal romance, contemporary romance, historical. I read it all. So, well, I can give an example as well of how this ties into TV show also. I'm sure most people on the planet have heard of Bridgerton.
Sure.
So I read those books with their happily ever afters a good 20 years ago. So I'm a all the feels, happily ever after, Bridgerton love kind of gal.
So what's your go-to snack when you're working long hours at the library?
I am a French onion dip and chips kind of gal. I am a savory over sweet for sure. So beeline towards the chips and dip, whichever ones they are.
Fantastic. Do you have any parting thoughts or tips?
I cannot leave without saying, get a library card. Everyone out there who was listening, if you don't have your Prince William Public Library's library card, I will urge you to get one. It is free to you, and it'll be the most powerful card in your wallet. I promise. So come get one.
I'm in total agreement. Well, thank you so much. That was fantastic.
Thank you so much, Emily.
I will close us out with a quote from the book referenced in the episode title, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Powerful Lessons in Personal Change by Stephen R. Covey. There's no better way to inform and expand your mind on a regular basis than to get in the habit of reading good literature. Thank you for listening, and join us next month for the next episode of Important Library Stuff.